Hello, Paper Magic World! Welcome to another video today. I played a Pioneer tournament at my local game store. This is my own version because, let's just say my letter shredders got lost in the mail, so I played 3 Fajali Archaeologists instead. The mana base is the same as any other Izzet Phoenix list out there, and this is my own version of the Cyborg, adjusted to the kind of matchups I was hoping to face today in this tournament. So my first opponent is actually playing Izzet Phoenix too, so this is a mirror match. I lost the die roll, so he's on the play. Let's see if we both keep our hands. Apologize for the bumpy camera. This is actually the first video I record with this style, so let's hope the next tournament there's not a lot of bumpy moments. So he plays Sulfur Falls tapped, I play Spiral of Candle and pass, and he plays on his second turn a Thing in the Ice, which is a kind of big threat if I don't deal with it right now. Do I have the removal spell? No, I don't have, so I start digging my deck in search of the Lightning Axe. I play my Fajali Archaeologist, mill 3 spells, get a Consider, and pass the turn. Now this is the turn where he will try to remove as many counters as he can. He plays a Sleight of Hand, gets his card, and of course removes a counter from Thing in the Ice. What else are you going to play? Maybe another cantrip? No, just Steambent, shocks himself and pass the turn. Okay, well, as I was looking at my hand, thinking maybe what's the best way to deal with that Thing in the Ice besides Lightning Axe, where there's not maybe double Fury Impulse, but still I just play a untapped land and pass the turn. And at the end of my turn, he plays a Lightning Axe and discards a land. I'm like, okay, you just wasted your best removal on a 0-3, but then the Thing in the Ice goes to 2 counters, so that's when I said, oh, of course, he wants to remove all the counters. So he plays Chart a Course, and of course I need to stop him from looking for more cantrips. He doesn't respond. He doesn't have any more cantrips? Okay, that's a relief. So he just passes the turn. I consider, and I am considering milling out my second Spell Pierce from the top of my deck, because I need more cards in my graveyard, because I have a Treasure Cruise in my hand. Do I need another Spell Pierce? No, I need more cards. I need to find my Lightning Axe. So there's 6 cards in my graveyard. I tap and draw. That Thing in the Ice is 1 counter away from becoming the 7-8. So I just Sleight of Hand to add the 7th card on my graveyard. I grab 1 and immediately exile 7 cards from my graveyard to play Treasure Cruise. 1, 2, 3, and I drew my Lightning Axe. I am saved from that Awakened Horror. But first, let's just play a River Glide Pathway and consider again. Maybe I'll mill out an Arclight Phoenix from the top of my deck. Well, I don't. I just draw a card, and then lightning axe the thing in the eyes, which my opponent has no response. And it dies. Got combat, swing with my arc lightning phoenix, and he lightning axes. So he had a spell. He could have lightning axe his own thing in the eyes on his turn, but there was the risk of a fear impulse from my hand to finish it off. He didn't take the risk, so he just passed. Now on his turn, he plays an opt to the bottom and draws. Then he starts to count his graveyard for number of spells. I was thinking maybe a Treasure Cruise. No, it's a Tolarian Terror. And I said, well, there's another threat. It's not a 7/8, but still it's a threat with Ward 2. So, first let's opt to see if I have any other options to deal with that Tolarian Terror. And I decided that the best way to be more mana efficient was to play my own threat. So I just shock myself with the Steam Vents and play my Orc like Phoenix. And he hit him for 3. Yes, he was going to hit me back for 5 damage, but I still had another Orc like Phoenix on my hand, and there was one in my graveyard. So he opts his turn, draws, sends to the bottom and draws. And nothing else, just hits me for 5. Okay, well, let's see what else can I do. I opt, so go to the bottom and draw. And since I have enough spells to reanimate my Orc like Phoenix, I decide to kill that Tolarian Terror. I immediately pay the ward cost and I discard my Orc like Phoenix. So I need another spell, which is Fear Impulse. I kill my own Orc like Phoenix, which prompts a smile on my opponent. And then he realized, of course, it's coming back. So I hit him for 9. So he's at 8. He draws and realizes he could not deal with the Orc like Phoenixes, and it scoops it up. And then it's now sideboard time. So since we are playing the mirror match, I'm boarding in my Ashok, my Mystical Disputes and Negate, a couple of Young Pyromancers, and of course both Crackling Drakes. As we all know, Orc like Phoenix, the Izzet Phoenix deck, it's packed with a lot of removal spells, so I need to add more threats. There's where Young Pyromancer and Crackling Drake do the trick. Crackling Drake is a 2/1 and Young Pyromancer kind of a 2/1, because I could play it on a 3rd or 4th turn, and even if they try to kill it, I can just play an instant and leave an elemental on the board. Sorry again for the bumpy camera. I present my deck, and let's see if we both hit our initial hand. My opponent is once again on the play. He recounts his hand. So, will he keep? Yes. He kept, and I kept myself. He places his steam vents tapped, and I once again play a Spiral of Canal. Will he play again another thing in the ice? No, he will just consider on his turn. He mills a Tolarian Terror and draws the top, plays a Shivering Reef and passes the turn. I play a River Light Pathway and pass the turn. And he plays another cantrip. Interesting. He's wasting his cantrips to search for more lands, maybe? More ways to mill his Orc-like Phoenixes? So end of his turn, I play the Free the Fae with the almost perfect milling. An Orc-like Phoenix, a Treasure Cruise, and another Fae. I get, of course, the Treasure Cruise. Play a Storm-Carved Coast. And I decided to play a threat. And he immediately lightning axes it. I'm like, okay, why would you do that on your turn? And why lightning axe for a 1/3? Well, then he plays a Consider, and I point out he had to pay a life with his Shivan Reef. So he goes to 19, mails a Steam Vents, and draws. Oh, another up. Is he trying to play maybe another Tolarian Terror? Because there are no Phoenixes on the graveyard. He's counting. He plays a land. And he plays a Tolarian Terror, which I immediately Mystical Dispute. And I think I was too... I played that Mystical Dispute too early, because then he plays a Treasure Cruise with my shields down. Will that Treasure Cruise come bite me in the future? Let's see. Because he's all tapped out. So I use this opportunity to play my Ashak. Now I have a way to deal with his graveyard. I mail myself 4 cards and exile his graveyard, which wasn't that big, but still it's 2 cards less. I mail out another Odd-like Phoenix, which is great. And I play the Treasure Cruise he knew I had in my hand. I leave exactly the 2 Orc-like Phoenixes on the graveyard and draw 3. Still my shield's down, but he has no graveyard and no creatures. Let's see if he can deal with the Ashak. He plays a Sulfur Falls. He plays a Chart Course, draws 2, and he discards an Art-like Phoenix. So 2 more spells and my Ashok will go to 1. Does he have 2 more spells? Well, he was desperate to find them, because he just played Izzet Charm in the draw 2, discard 2 mode. So he draws 2, and I cross my fingers for him not to find another cantrip. He discards 2 lands, and no more cantrips. He just passes the turn. So he just he spent all his cantrips in the three early turns. Maybe that was a mistake? Now I was deciding whether to mill myself or him, and I decided to mill him. And I milled the Sahili, a treasure cruise, and consider and land. Milling out that Sahili was a great success. Because I play my John Pyromancer, a tapped land, and just pass a turn. Now my board presence is about to grow. He has no board presence and no graveyard. He needs to deal with that Ashok immediately. Could have just played the Arc-like Phoenix from his hand, right? Or maybe he drew it with the Charter Curse. Who knows? So he plays his Crackling Drake, which is kind of big. So in response to the draw trigger, I play a Lightning Axe to deal with it, and I discard my Spell Pierce. Why discard my Spell Pierce? Because I had another one in response to his what's the name of that card? Well, the one that counters one CMC card, which is great against this deck. And what a great chain of spells, which gave me 2 elementals. And now he's all tapped out. I mail myself. He exiles his graveyard, but why do I mail myself? Because I need to play a crucial spell on my turn. So I'm counting the cards on my graveyard. Can you guess which card I'm about to play? There's a Crackling Drake, but there was another better play. Temporal Trespass. Exile 8 cards, get an elemental, and I have an extra turn. Now I only need 2 more spells. So I Fairy Impulse. I torch the tower, my own elemental, and in response I Lightning Axe it, discarding my Crackling Drake, which gives me 2 more elementals. And that's a total of 3 spells played this turn, which brings back the Arc-like Phoenixes, and I hit for 10 plus an extra turn. It's game. GG, my friend. What a great way to end this match. Let's see how the rest of the matches progress. Thank you very much. It was a mirror match. Izzet Phoenix. This is WallyStore, and goodbye.